Hello everyone, welcome to session 7 of LTEC 623 Digital Video Design. This week we're going to cover 3 topics. First, we're going to prepare for production. Then we're going to discuss a few filming tips and techniques. And finally, we're going to introduce WeVideo, our online collaborative video editing software. So let's get started. As we've talked about the last couple of weeks, we're focusing on Video Project 1. Last week, we were all about pre-production, scripting and storyboarding our first video project. This week, we're going to focus on filming our talking head videos. In other words, we're going to be putting everything together that we've talked about so far this semester to create our first educational film. Keep in mind the independent dimensions of video, production style, visual aesthetics, and production value, because this week, when we're filming our raw footage, all of this is going to come together. So let's talk a little bit about the tasks that you're responsible for in terms of production. First, you're going to need to rehearse your script, make adjustments and refinements as needed, and try to sound as natural as possible when you're reading your script. I really recommend doing it out loud multiple times ahead of time before you actually start filming yourself. After rehearsing for a while, power up your do-it-yourself studio. Make sure everything is working and turned on. Then, of course, it's really important to capture some test footage with you in front of the camera. Is the lighting okay? Is the audio quality okay? Does your outfit work for the backdrop that you've chosen? Is the camera angle and the shot type okay? And is your body position appropriate in what you want? In other words, does it match what you have in your storyboard? After you capture some test footage, then you're actually going to record your video. Use your storyboard as a guide, shoot video in small segments, and repeat lines as needed. We'll edit everything later. Right now, the goal is just to capture natural sounding, high quality video. And then ultimately, after you finish that at the end of this week, what you need to do is upload your footage to WeVideo. And I'll be talking about that a little bit later in this session. But first, I want to focus on a few production tips. So production tip number 1, make sure that you set the size of your video footage in your camera. Now, you can either do HT at 720p or you can do full HD at 1080p. It doesn't really matter. Most of the time these days, people are shooting in full HD at 1080p. However, you'll see we have some limitations with WeVideo, which I'll talk about in a few minutes. Production tip number 2. Turn on your camera's grid, or sometimes they're called markers. This is how you get the 3x3 grid showing up on your camera monitor. Here you can see in the Android video, it's called the assistive grid, and you can just toggle that on and off. On my Canon digital camera, these are called markers, and here's a little bit of footage showing you how to turn that on. Okay, production tip number 3, decide whether you're going to speak directly to the camera or off to the side, as if in an interview. And here's a couple of examples with a 3x3 grid showing you what that might look like. Additionally, pay attention to vertical spacing. The example here on the left with the guy's head in the middle of the screen is not so good. There's too much vertical space up above his head. Really, you want your head to be much higher, and as this gentleman shows in his video, he calls it the 2-finger rule, that there's really just 2 fingers worth of room before his head hits the top of the frame. Video production tip number 5, if necessary, consider using a teleprompter app. Now, I've listed 2 here. They're really simple to use. They're free. You can use them in the browser. And as you can see here, you can adjust the size of the text, the color of the text, and also the scroll speed. Now, the teleprompters take a lot of getting used to in order to use, but for some of you who are a little camera shy or just feel like you need a little bit of extra prompting as you're going through your script, this might be a tool to use for you. And finally, production tip number 6, make sure to check the white balance on your camera. You can see here, white balance is very important in order to get natural colors. You can see the shot on the left is very unnatural and kind of blue, almost magenta in color, whereas the footage on the right has a much more natural feel for it. Your camera should have an auto white balance feature. You can use that, or if you have a gray card, you can set it manually. If you're interested in learning how to do that, here's a YouTube tutorial called Custom White Balance for Better Video. You may want to check that out. And again, this is something you should be testing with your test footage before you actually begin shooting your actual video. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about WeVideo. So what is WeVideo? Well, WeVideo is a collaborative web-based video editing platform. It's software as a service. Now, the department has purchased for everyone a 1-year subscription to WeVideo. And this package is called WeVideo for Schools. And you can see here, what do you get with that? So we have cloud storage of up to 5 gigabytes per person. And we are allowed to publish up to an hour's worth of video footage every month. Unfortunately, the max video resolution is only 720p. I wish it was higher than that, but that's the limitation for the school setting. But what I really like about it, and this is what drew me to WeVideo to begin with, is we have over 100,000 stock videos that we can use. There's also an extensive music library, royalty-free, that we can leverage. And then there's all kinds of stock photography, over 450,000 images of stock photos that we can use. There's also some advanced features that come with this. There's green screen tools. There's screencasting. There's ways to do collaborative projects. You can also access this on your mobile platforms. And then there's also some faster processing. Now, from an educational point of view, one of the things I really like is there's lots of different types of projects. So students can set up personal projects where it's just them controlling their video and editing. There's also collaborative projects where you can have multiple students editing and working on one project, or we can have assigned projects where everybody's working on the same thing, but they're working on it individually. So from an instructor's point of view, WeVideo is quite powerful. Now, importantly, what you need to do this week when you finish capturing your video is you are going to upload this video to WeVideo. Now, how do you do that? Now, I'm going to walk you through this process with the rest of this film. So first thing you need to do is in Canvas, in Session 7, there's a WeVideo registration link. That's tied to our school account, so you have to follow that link. Once you do that, it's going to ask you how do you want to join Dan's organization, and it should automatically default to join with a new account. Now, if for some reason you already have an existing WeVideo account, you can use that, but I think the majority of you will join by creating a new account. So click join with a new account. Then what you have to do is enter your account details, your first name, last name, your email, and you'll create a password. Please use your hawaii.edu email address. That way they know that you're associated with this account. From there, they will show you the information you entered. This is just a confirmation screen. Go ahead and click continue. Then you'll get a welcome screen that invites you to go to My Dashboard. So go ahead and click the My Dashboard button. This is what you'll see when you're actually in your dashboard. It's your own personal dashboard. It's the default view. And you'll notice that I have highlighted here the Dashboard tab. What you need to do to upload your footage to your account is go to the Media tab. So click on the Media tab. And then what I want you to do is click on the Import button. When you click on the Import button, it's going to say, okay, drag and drop your media here. And what you can do is browse to select. Click that button. And then whether you're on a Windows, a Linux machine, or an Apple computer, you're going to see your File Explorer or Finder. And it's going to allow you to select the video footage, the video files that you want to upload to WeVideo. So go ahead and select those files. In this particular screenshot, I've actually selected 4 test files. Go ahead and click Open, and automatically WeVideo is going to begin uploading those video files. Now that can take some time depending on how long. And you'll know it's uploading because you'll see down in the left-hand corner this kind of progress bar. Now go ahead and click Details. And if you do that, it's going to show you its process. First, it has to upload those files. Then it's actually going to process and encode each of those files. Again, this will take a couple of minutes, so just be patient. Leave the tab open while it's happening. When everything turns green, you'll know that everything is uploaded properly, and you can go ahead and close the pop-up panel. And you can confirm that all of the files that you intended to upload have been uploaded. They'll be listed there. Finally, what you need to do is go to the Projects tab. And the reason you need to do that, you've uploaded these videos to your personal media file, but now what I want you to do is share them with a project that I've already set up as an assignment. This is going to allow me, and only me as the instructor, to see your raw video footage. So when you go to the Projects tab, you land on the Editing tab. You don't need to do any editing right now, but what I want you to do is click on Project Media. After that, click on Select Media, and then it's going to say, which media do you want to add? And it's going to list all of the video files that you just uploaded. And just go ahead and click on those to say, I want to add these video files to the shared project. So go ahead and click Add. And at that point, you will have shared those video files with me as the instructor. Of course, if you have any problems while you're doing this, just reach out to me. I'll do my best to help you. So good luck with that. Our focus this week is all about production and just getting high quality video footage for our first talking head video. That's all for now. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a great week, everyone. I'll see you in Canvas.